Welcome to this webinar for workers in the District of Columbia. My name is Nicola Nabeljuris, and on behalf of First Shift Justice Project, I look forward to sharing information with you about how to coordinate benefits when you miss work. First Shift Justice Project empowers workers to assert their workplace rights. First Shift provides free counseling and legal support to workers in low-wage jobs related to pregnancy, illness, and caregiving, ranging from one-time consultations to full representation. Today's presentation is informational and is not legal advice. We encourage you to contact First Shift by phone, email, or via our online form for legal help, as every situation is different. This presentation is for people who are missing work for health or caregiving reasons and have multiple sources of benefits. From this presentation, you will learn what type of benefits are available, how can you receive them, and what choices do you have about the timing of your benefits. First, your workplace rights depends on where you work, not where you live or receive medical treatment. This presentation addresses the rights of people who work in the District of Columbia. People who work in DC have rights under DC law, even if they live in Maryland or Virginia. Workers need both job-protected leave, meaning you won't get fired for taking time off work, and monetary benefits, so you can pay your bills while you miss work. This presentation assumes you have already received permission from your employer to take job-protected leave. Call a First Shift lawyer for a free consult or check out our resources page to learn more about job-protected leave. Workers often miss work for an extended amount of time, whether for their own health reasons or to care for a sick family member. When missing work, you might be eligible for one or more types of financial benefits. DC paid family leave benefits are paid by the DC government and may replace up to 90% of your salary. All DC workers are eligible for these benefits, although the amount you receive might vary based on your situation. Short-term disability insurance benefits are paid by an insurance company. Your employer may offer you an insurance policy, and you may have to opt in or pay premiums, like health insurance. You could pay for an insurance policy on your own outside of your employer. Your employer might also provide paid time off through policies like sick time, vacation time, or pay time off, called PTO. DC paid family leave benefits are paid by the DC government and may replace up to 90% of your salary. Your weekly payment amount is calculated based on your past salary. There is also a cap to the maximum amount of benefits you can receive, which changes every year. So talk with a lawyer to better understand how much your benefit payment will be. Notify your employer at least 10 days before you miss work or as soon as possible. For your own health condition or caregiving for an ill family member, you will need your medical provider to complete forms. This will be in addition to the medical forms you may need to give your employer for job-protected leave. For parental benefits, you need proof a child joined your family, such as through birth or adoption. Your employer must provide you information about paid family leave benefits, but the DC government decides if you receive them and in what amount. Apply to the DC government's Office of Paid Family Leave after you have a reason to miss work and before you take time off. Here are some questions a lawyer might ask you to figure out if you are eligible for DC's paid family leave benefits. What is the general reason you are missing work? How are you related to the family member you are caring for? How long have you been working for your employer? How many people work for your employer? For how long do you plan to miss work? Have you taken this type of leave in the past few years? If you qualify, you will receive benefit payments approximately 1 to 4 weeks after you missed work and applied for benefits. Paid family leave benefits may replace up to 90% of your salary. It's possible that you might receive less than 90% of your salary because there is a cap to the benefits amount, which changes annually. The paid family leave benefits payment schedule is every other week. This schedule might be behind or different than your usual paycheck. You can choose to receive these benefits either through direct deposit into your bank account or through a prepaid debit card. Short-term disability insurance benefits are paid by an insurance company, or sometimes by your employer if they run their own disability insurance program. Your employer may provide you with an insurance policy, and you may have to opt in or pay premiums, like health insurance. You can also pay for a policy on your own outside of your employer. Short-term disability insurance replaces only a part of your wages, often around 60%, not all of them. Insurance companies can't reduce your short-term disability benefits because you are receiving paid family leave benefits from the DC government. Call a First Shift lawyer to understand how to combine your benefits. Some important things to keep in mind include that short-term disability insurance applies only to your own illness or injury that makes you unable to work, not caring for a sick family member. This includes recovering from childbirth. You should ask if your employer has a short-term disability insurance policy. Request the full policy, not just the summary, and review it with a lawyer. Your medical provider will likely need to complete forms. Many policies have a waiting period after your health condition starts, ranging from 7 to 30 days. Many policies also have exclusionary criteria for existing conditions, like saying you can't receive benefits for childbirth if you signed up for the policy after you are already pregnant. Submit initial paperwork before you miss work if possible. Here are some questions a lawyer might ask you. Does your employer run their own short-term disability program, or do they contract with an outside insurance company? What percentage of your salary will short-term disability insurance pay? How long will your insurance pay benefits? What forms must be completed? Is there a waiting period after the onset of your health condition? Are there exclusionary criteria for certain illnesses or injuries? Are you prohibited from working entirely during your leave, or just for your current employer? Some employers offer paid time off as a benefit. This could have different names and criteria, such as paid time off, or PTO, sick time, vacation time, paid holidays, parental leave, or bereavement leave. This type of leave does not provide legal job protection. Employers can make whatever rules they want about these kinds of leave, as long as they aren't illegally discriminating, such as giving more parental leave to a parent who gave birth rather than a parent who didn't give birth. DC law requires 3 to 7 paid sick days off per year, so it's best for short-term illnesses or injuries. Your human resources or HR staff should be able to explain how you can access employer-sponsored paid time off. When talking with a lawyer, bring a photo of any posted policies or an employee handbook if you have one. Here are some questions a lawyer might ask you about access to time off paid by your employer. Does your employer offer paid sick time, vacation time, or personal time off, also known as PTO? How do you accrue this time, such as per pay period or annually? Can you take it by the hour or the day? Do you have to use all of your paid time off before taking unpaid time? Do you have an employee handbook or posters about your rights at your workplace? In some circumstances, you might have some flexibility in the timing of your benefits. While each of these benefits may not replace all of your wages for the entire time you are away from work, if you can combine them together, you can be closer to replacing your full wages. Short-term disability benefits typically pay close in time to when you are first unable to work. For example, if you take maternity leave, short-term disability often covers the first 6 to 8 weeks after childbirth. Paid family leave benefits are available whenever you apply for them during the time you are away from work. For example, if you take 12 weeks of job-protected leave, you could apply for paid family leave benefits anytime within that window. Generally, it is recommended you apply for them as soon as you experience a qualifying event. Sick and vacation time policies are dependent on your employer. Sometimes your employer isn't allowed to force you to use all your paid time before giving you unpaid leave, but talk with a first shift lawyer to understand what laws apply in your situation. You don't have to perfectly match your time off when you receive benefits. It may be better for you to apply for everything at the beginning of your leave and then just budget out the payments you receive to cover the whole period of time you plan to be out. This might result in benefits totaling more than 100% of your salary for any one week, but you can save the extra money to use if the payments end for the later weeks of leave. It's also possible that you want to save some benefits. For example, rather than applying for all 12 weeks of paid family leave benefits, you might decide to use 9 weeks and save 3 weeks if you know you have upcoming health needs. Thank you so much for learning more about how you can coordinate your benefits when you miss work. We hope this information is helpful to you if you or your patients work in DC. If you have any questions or would like legal advice from First Shift about your specific situation, please contact us. Email intake@firstshift.org, call our intake line at 202-644-9043, or fill out our web intake form. Thank you, and please watch our other webinars for more information.